Imagine this. You're watching an English video, and suddenly the speaker says something so fast that your brain just freezes. You catch one word, maybe two, and the rest? Gone. And in that moment you think, maybe my English just isn't good enough. But here's the truth. What if I told you the problem isn't your English? It's how you've been training your listening.
Wait, so you're saying it's not my fault when I don't understand?
Not exactly your fault, but definitely something you can fix. Because today, right now, you're about to start a listening challenge that will change how you hear English forever.
A challenge? Okay, I'm already curious, but also a little nervous. What makes this different from all the other listen every day advice?
Good question. Because most people listen passively. They play English in the background, hoping their brain magically improves. But this challenge, it forces your brain to actively decode, predict, and react. That's the difference between hearing English and actually understanding it.
That sounds intense, but also kind of exciting. So if someone is watching right now, what should they expect?
They should expect one thing: discomfort. But the good kind, the kind that means your brain is growing. And let me ask you something directly. Have you ever listened to English and felt like the words were blending together?
All the time. It feels like one long word instead of a sentence.
Exactly. And that's the first barrier we're going to break. Because native speakers don't speak word by word. They speak in connected sounds. And until you train your ears for that, you'll always feel like you're one step behind.
Okay, now I feel like this challenge is about to expose all my weaknesses.
And that's exactly why it works. Because here's the deal. By the end of this episode, you're not just going to understand why listening feels hard. You're going to have a system to fix it.
So this isn't just theory. We're actually going to do something?
Absolutely. In fact, I want everyone watching right now to make a small decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Decide that for the next few days, you're going to follow this challenge seriously.
I like that. It feels like we're all in this together.
Exactly. And if you're ready for that, here's something simple. Pause for a second and think. What's the hardest part of listening for you? Is it speed? Accent? Vocabulary?
Oh, I already know mine. It's speed. People talk and I'm like, slow down.
Perfect. And for you watching, I want you to actually comment your biggest struggle. Because when you write it down, you make it real. And that's the first step to improving it.
I love that. It makes it interactive.
And that's the whole idea behind Talk Easy Daily. This isn't just content you watch. It's something you experience.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What's the first step of this challenge?
I'm glad you asked. Because in the next part, we're going to reveal the biggest mistake almost every English learner makes when practicing listening. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it.
That sounds serious.
It is. And it might completely change how you've been learning until now.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Let me say something that might sound a little uncomfortable. Most people who think they're practicing English listening are actually wasting their time.
Ouch, that already hurts a little. What do you mean wasting their time?
I mean this. If you're just playing English in the background while scrolling your phone or watching videos without really focusing, your brain isn't learning much at all.
Wait, seriously? But I always thought exposure was enough. Like, just hearing English more would automatically improve my listening.
That's the myth. And here's the reality. Your brain only improves when it's forced to work. Passive listening is like going to the gym and just sitting on the machine without using it.
Okay, wow, that image hit hard. So basically, I've been sitting on the machine this whole time?
A lot of people have. And if you're watching this right now, be honest with yourself. How often do you actually focus 100% when listening to English?
Honestly, almost never. I always get distracted or just let it play.
Exactly. And here's the problem. When you don't focus, your brain doesn't build the connections it needs to recognize sounds quickly.
So that's why even familiar words sound unfamiliar sometimes?
Yes, because your brain hasn't trained to catch them in real-time speech. It's like recognizing a friend in a clear photo versus spotting them in a fast-moving crowd.
That makes so much sense. In real conversations, everything feels faster and messier.
And that's where the first step of your listening challenge begins. Active listening.
Okay, I need details. What does active listening actually look like?
It's simple, but powerful. When you listen, you give it your full attention. No phone, no multitasking. Just you and the audio.
That already sounds harder than it should be.
And that's exactly why it works. But here's where it gets interesting. You don't just listen once.
Wait, there's more?
Always. You listen in layers.
Layers?
First, you listen without subtitles. You let your brain struggle a bit. Even if you understand only 30%, that's fine.
Only 30%? That feels so low.
It does, but that struggle is where learning happens. Then, second layer, you listen again with subtitles.
Oh, so then you compare what you heard with what was actually said?
Exactly. And this is where your brain starts making connections. You realize, oh, that's what they said.
I've had that moment before. It's like everything suddenly clicks.
That click, that's progress. And here's the third layer. Listen again without subtitles.
Wait, again?
Yes, because now your brain is stronger. You'll understand more than the first time, and that builds confidence.
Okay, this actually feels like a system, not just random practice.
That's the point. And if you follow this, even for just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you'll start noticing changes faster than you expect.
I feel like people underestimate how powerful repetition is.
Exactly. But here's a question for you, and for everyone watching. When was the last time you listened to the same English audio 3 times on purpose?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever done that.
And that's the missing piece for most learners.
Okay, now I'm starting to feel like I've been doing everything wrong, but in a good way.
Good, because awareness is the first step to change.
But I have a question. What if I don't understand anything at all the first time? Like 0?
Great question. And this is where most people quit. They think, this is too hard. But what if I told you that's actually the perfect level?
Really? 0 understanding is good?
It can be, because it means you're pushing your limits. But, and this is important, you don't stay there forever. You use the layers to move forward.
Okay, so struggle is not failure. It's part of the process.
Exactly. And I want you watching right now to remember this. If it feels easy, you're not growing.
That's a powerful line.
And if you agree with that, hit like right now. Not just to support the video, but to remind yourself that you're committing to growth.
I like that. It turns a simple click into something meaningful.
That's the idea. Now let me introduce something that will completely change how you hear English.
Wait, there's more? I thought this was already a lot.
This is just the beginning, because in the next part, we're going to talk about something that confuses almost every learner. Why native speakers sound like they're eating their words.
Oh my God, yes. That is exactly what it feels like.
And once you understand this, you'll start hearing sentences in a completely new way.
Okay, now I'm hooked. Let's go.
All right, let's talk about something that frustrates almost every English learner at some point. That feeling when native speakers sound like they're blending everything together.
Yes, it's like I know the words individually, but when they speak, it becomes one long sound. Like they're not even saying real words anymore.
Exactly. And here's the truth. Native speakers are not speaking incorrectly. They're just speaking naturally.
So it's not them, it's my ears?
It's not even your ears, it's your training. Because most learners are taught English as separate, clear words. What are you doing?
Right, that's how I learned it.
But in real life, that sentence becomes, what you doing?
Wait, that's the same sentence?
Yes, and this is what we call connected speech.
Okay, I've heard that term before, but I never really understood it.
Let's break it down simply. In natural English, words connect, sounds change, and sometimes sounds disappear.
Disappear? That sounds scary.
It's actually predictable once you understand it. For example, want to often becomes wanna.
Oh, like I want to go.
Exactly. And going to becomes gonna.
Okay, I know that one.
Good. Now here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes sounds link together. For example, next day can sound like next day.
So the T just disappears?
Pretty much. And your brain has to learn to expect that. Otherwise, you're waiting to hear a perfect T, and you miss the word completely.
That explains so much. I've been listening for perfect pronunciation, but that's not what actually happens.
Exactly. And here's a question for you, and for everyone watching. Have you ever looked at subtitles and thought, wait, that's what they said?
All the time. It feels like magic.
That magic is actually your brain catching up with connected speech.
Okay, so how do we train for this? Because right now, it feels like I'm always behind.
Great question. This is step 2 of your listening challenge. Train your ears for patterns, not words.
Patterns instead of words. I like that, but I don't fully get it yet.
Think of it this way. If you try to catch every single word, you'll get overwhelmed. But if you recognize common patterns like wanna, gonna, gotta, your brain processes faster.
So instead of decoding everything, I start predicting?
Exactly. Listening is not just hearing, it's predicting.
That's such a different way of thinking about it.
And it's how native speakers understand each other so quickly. They're not analyzing every word, they're anticipating what's coming next.
Okay, this is starting to feel like a game now.
It is a game, and the more you play, the better you get.
But what if I still miss things? Like, even if I know these patterns?
You will miss things. Everyone does, even native speakers.
Really?
Of course. But here's the difference. They don't panic. They focus on the overall meaning.
So I don't need to understand every word?
No, and this might be one of the most important things you hear today. You only need enough to understand the message.
That actually takes a lot of pressure off.
Exactly, because when you try to catch everything, your brain overloads and you understand less.
Wow, I've definitely felt that before.
Now let me give you a quick challenge. Next time you listen to English, don't try to understand every word. Instead, ask yourself, what's the main idea?
That sounds simple, but I can see how powerful it is.
And if you try that, I want you to come back and comment what changed for you, because awareness like this can completely shift your progress.
I feel like people watching right now are having those aha moments.
That's the goal. And if you're having one right now, subscribe to Talk Easy Daily, because this is just one piece of a much bigger system.
Okay, I'm starting to feel more confident already, but I still have one problem.
Let me guess. Accents?
Yes, different accents completely destroy my understanding.
Perfect, because in the next part, we're going to break down why accents feel so difficult and how you can train your brain to handle them without stress.
Okay, now I really need that. Let's continue.
Let's face it, accents can feel like a completely different language.
Exactly. Sometimes I understand American English, but then I hear a British or Australian accent and I'm like, what just happened?
And that reaction is completely normal. But here's something most learners don't realize. Accents are not the real problem.
Wait, they're not?
No, the real problem is familiarity. Your brain struggles with accents it hasn't been exposed to enough.
So it's not that the accent is too hard, it's just unfamiliar.
Exactly. Think about it like music. The first time you hear a new genre, it might sound strange, but after a few listens, you start to recognize patterns.
That's actually true. Songs that felt weird at first can become my favorites.
And accents work the same way. Your brain needs time to adjust to the rhythm, pronunciation, and sound patterns.
Okay, that makes me feel better already. So I'm not bad at listening, I'm just not used to it yet.
Exactly. And here's something interesting. Most learners only train with one type of English.
Guilty. I usually stick to one teacher or one style.
And that creates a comfort zone. But the moment you step outside it, your brain panics.
That explains why I freeze when I hear a new accent.
So here's step 3 of your listening challenge. Diversify your input.
Meaning, listen to different accents on purpose?
Exactly. American, British, Australian, even different speaking styles within the same country.
That sounds overwhelming, though.
It can be if you try to do everything at once. But here's the trick. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to expose your brain.
So it's more about getting used to the sound than understanding every word?
Yes. At this stage, familiarity is more important than perfection.
I like that. It feels less stressful.
Let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to think about this too. When you hear a new accent, what's your first reaction?
Honestly, I don't understand this. I should stop.
Exactly. And that reaction stops your progress immediately.
So what should we do instead?
Stay with it, even if it feels uncomfortable, because your brain is adapting, even when it doesn't feel like it.
That's hard, though, especially when it feels like I'm understanding nothing.
I get that. So here's a small shift. Don't ask, do I understand? Ask, what can I recognize?
Oh, that's different.
Maybe you recognize a few words. Maybe you catch the tone. Maybe you understand the emotion.
So even small wins count?
They matter more than you think because they build confidence and keep you moving forward.
This is starting to feel much more manageable.
Good. Now here's a quick pattern interrupt. Myth versus reality.
I love these. Let's hear it.
Myth, I need to master one accent before listening to others.
That sounds like something I've believed.
Reality, the sooner you expose yourself to multiple accents, the faster your listening improves overall.
Wow, that's the opposite of what I expected.
Exactly, because your brain becomes flexible instead of dependent on one pattern.
Okay, that's powerful.
And if you're watching right now, here's a simple action. After this video, find one short clip in a different accent and just listen. No pressure, just experience it.
That feels doable.
And when you do, come back and tell us, what did you notice first? The speed, the tone, the words?
I feel like that reflection part is really important.
It is, because learning doesn't just happen when you listen. It happens when you think about what you heard.
That's such a good point.
And if this is helping you see listening in a new way, share this video with someone who struggles with English listening too, because chances are they're facing the same challenges.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel stuck with listening.
And they don't have to be. Now, let's take this one step deeper.
Deeper? There's more?
Always. Because in the next part, we're going to talk about something that silently destroys your listening progress.
That sounds serious.
It is, and it's something almost everyone does without realizing.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What is it?
Overthinking.
Oh no, I already feel attacked.
And once you understand how overthinking affects your listening, you'll be able to fix it almost immediately.
All right, I need this. Let's keep going.
Let's talk about something that quietly ruins your listening, and most people don't even realize they're doing it.
I already feel guilty. Is it really that bad?
It is, and the worst part, it feels like you're trying to understand better, but you're actually making it harder.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What is it?
Overthinking every single word.
Oh no, I already feel attacked.
And once you understand how overthinking affects your listening, you'll be able to fix it almost immediately.
All right, I need this. Let's keep going.
That feels uncomfortable, though, like I'm ignoring something important.
I understand that feeling, but here's the truth. You don't need every word to understand the message.
So it's okay to miss things?
Not only okay, it's necessary. Because if you try to catch everything, you'll lose everything.
Wow, that's a powerful way to put it.
Let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to answer this honestly. When you don't understand a word, what do you usually do?
I panic, and then I stop listening properly.
Exactly. And that panic breaks your flow.
So the goal is to stay calm and keep listening?
Yes. Think of listening like a river. If you stop in the middle, you get stuck. But if you move with it, you understand more naturally.
I like that image. It makes it feel smoother.
And here's a quick pattern interrupt, quick tip.
I'm ready.
Next time you listen, try this rule. No pausing, no rewinding, just flow.
That sounds scary, but also kind of freeing.
It is, because it forces your brain to adapt to real-time understanding.
But what about learning new vocabulary?
Great question. That happens later. After listening, you can go back, check new words, and review.
So first, flow, then analyze.
Exactly. Not the other way around.
That's such a shift in mindset.
And it's one of the biggest differences between learners who struggle and learners who improve quickly.
I feel like this alone could change everything.
It can, if you apply it consistently.
Okay, I want to try something. Let's say I'm listening and I understand only maybe 50%. Is that enough?
More than enough, because your brain fills in gaps using context.
So I don't need 100% to understand?
Not at all. Even native speakers don't catch every word.
That's actually really comforting.
Good, because confidence plays a huge role in listening.
I can see that. When I panic, I understand less.
Exactly. So staying relaxed is not just emotional, it's strategic.
I love that. It makes calmness feel like a skill, not just a feeling.
And if you're watching right now, try this. Next time you listen to English, notice when you start overthinking and consciously let it go.
That awareness alone could make a big difference.
It will. And when you try it, come back and tell us, did it feel easier or harder?
I'm curious what people will say.
Me too. And if this is helping you rethink your learning, don't forget to like and subscribe to Talk Easy Daily, because we're building something here together.
Okay, I feel like I'm starting to understand listening on a deeper level now.
Good, but we're not done yet.
Of course not. There's always more.
Always. Because in the next part, we're going to bring everything together with real-life examples and stories that will show you exactly how this works in practice.
Oh, I love that. That's where things really click for me.
Exactly. Because understanding the idea is one thing, seeing it in action is another.
All right, I'm ready for that. Let's go.
All right, let's make this real. Because understanding ideas is good, but seeing how they actually work in real life, that's where everything changes.
Yes, please. I need to see this in action because right now it still feels a bit theoretical.
Perfect. So imagine this. You're watching a short English video. The speaker says, "Hey, I was going to tell you something, but I kind of forgot."
Okay, I already see some of those patterns we talked about.
Good. Now let's go step by step. First listening, no subtitles.
Honestly, I might hear something like, "Hey, I was going to tell you something, but I forgot."
Exactly. You catch the general idea, but maybe you miss kinda.
Yeah, that word would probably disappear for me.
And that's completely fine, because step one is not perfection, it's exposure.
Okay, I like that mindset.
Now second listening, with subtitles. You see, I kinda forgot.
And then I go, oh, that's what they said.
That moment right there, that's your brain upgrading.
It really does feel like a small win.
And those small wins add up faster than you think. Now third listening, no subtitles again.
I'd probably catch kinda this time.
Exactly, because now your brain recognizes the pattern.
Wow, it's like training your ears step by step.
That's exactly what it is. And here's something important. This process works even if you only practice with short clips.
So I don't need long, complicated content?
Not at all. In fact, shorter is often better in the beginning.
That makes it less intimidating.
Now let's take another example, but this time faster speech.
Okay, I'm ready.
Imagine someone says, "Did you want to grab something to eat later?"
Oh wow, that's fast.
First listening, what do you think you'd hear?
Maybe, did you want to grab something to eat later?
Good. You caught most of it, even if it's not perfect.
But I might miss two.
Exactly. Because in fast speech, to often becomes very soft or disappears.
That's so tricky.
It is, until your brain gets used to it. Now here's the key question for you, and for everyone watching. Did you understand the main idea?
Yes, they're asking about eating later.
That's all you need.
Wow. So even if I miss small words, I can still understand the message.
Exactly. And that's the shift from word-by-word listening to meaning-based listening.
That feels like a huge upgrade.
It is. Now let me tell you a quick story.
I love stories. Go ahead.
I once worked with a student who said, I can understand English when it's slow, but real conversations are impossible.
That sounds very familiar.
So we started this exact challenge. At first, she understood maybe 40%.
That would frustrate me so much.
It frustrated her too, but she stayed consistent. 10 minutes a day, using the layered listening method.
And what happened?
After 2 weeks, she said something interesting. She didn't say, now I understand everything. She said, now I don't panic anymore.
That's a big change.
A huge change, because once the panic disappears, your brain can actually process what it hears.
That makes so much sense.
And after a month, she was understanding around 70–80% of normal conversations.
That's incredible. Just from 10 minutes a day?
Consistent, focused practice beats random long sessions every time.
That's really motivating.
And if you're watching right now, I want you to imagine yourself in that position. What would it feel like to listen to English and not panic?
Honestly, that would change everything.
And it's possible, but only if you actually do the challenge, not just watch this video.
That's an important point.
So here's a small commitment. After this video, spend just 10 minutes practicing what we discussed.
Just 10 minutes. That feels doable.
And if you're serious about improving, comment I'm in below. Not for us, for yourself.
I like that. It makes it real.
Now let's take one more example, but this time with overthinking.
Oh no, my weakness.
Imagine someone says, I was trying to figure it out, but it didn't really work.
Okay.
If you get stuck on figure it out, what happens?
I miss everything after that.
Exactly. But if you let it go and keep listening,
I'd still understand that something didn't work.
and that's enough to follow the conversation.
Wow. I'm really starting to see how overthinking blocks everything.
And once you see it, you can start controlling it.
This feels like a mindset shift more than just a skill.
It's both, and that's why this challenge works on multiple levels.
I feel like people watching right now are starting to believe they can actually improve.
That's the goal, because belief leads to action, and action leads to results.
Okay, I'm excited now, but I feel like there's still more to uncover.
You're right, because in the next part, we're going deeper into advanced insights that will make your listening even sharper.
Advanced? Now I'm both excited and a little nervous.
Don't worry, I'll guide you through it step by step.
All right, let's keep going.
Now we're stepping into something deeper, because up until now we've talked about techniques, but this is about how your brain actually works when you listen to English.
Okay, this already sounds important. Like, this is the behind the scenes part, right?
Exactly, because once you understand this, everything you've been practicing will start making more sense, and more importantly, it will start working faster.
I'm ready. What's the first thing we need to know?
Your brain does not listen to English word by word.
Wait, but that's exactly what I've been trying to do this whole time.
And that's why it feels slow and exhausting, because your brain is not designed to process language like a dictionary. It processes chunks.
Chunks?
Groups of words that appear together frequently. For example, at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Exactly. Native speakers don't process that as 6 separate words. They hear it as one unit, one idea.
So instead of hearing at the end of the day, they just instantly understand the meaning?
Yes, and this is where advanced listening starts, training your brain to recognize chunks instead of individual words.
That sounds like a huge upgrade.
It is, and here's the interesting part. You already do this in your native language.
That's true. I don't think about every single word when I listen.
Exactly. So your brain already knows how to do this. You just need to apply it to English.
Okay, so how do we train that?
Step 5 of your challenge. Listen for phrases, not words.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Imagine you hear, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on each word, you train your brain to recognize the whole phrase as one meaning.
So it becomes like one block of understanding.
Exactly. And once you start doing this, your listening speed increases naturally.
That's amazing. It's like skipping steps.
That's a great way to put it. Now, let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to think about this. When you listen to English, Do you feel like you're translating in your head?
Yes, all the time.
That's another hidden barrier.
I knew it.
Translation slows you down because while you're translating one sentence, the next two sentences are already gone.
That explains why I always feel behind.
So here's the next shift. Start thinking in English, even if it's simple.
That sounds hard, but also important.
It is, and you don't need perfect grammar. Even basic thoughts like, okay, I understand this, or this is about work, help your brain stay in English mode.
So it's more about staying connected to the language than being perfect?
Exactly. Perfection can come later. Flow comes first.
I love that. Flow comes first.
And if that idea hits you, pause for a second and really think about this. How much time have you spent trying to be perfect instead of just understanding?
Wow, that's a bit of a reality check.
And that awareness alone can change how you approach listening.
This feels like a mental shift more than just practice.
Because it is. Now here's another advanced insight. Your brain predicts before it hears.
Wait, predicts?
Yes. When you listen, your brain is constantly guessing what comes next based on context.
That's so interesting.
For example, if I say, I'm really hungry, let's go get something to
Eat.
Exactly. You didn't need to hear the word. You predicted it.
That's actually kind of cool.
And this is a powerful listening skill. The more you train it, the faster you understand.
So listening is partly guessing?
Smart guessing, based on context, patterns, and experience.
That makes it feel more active.
It is. Listening is not passive. It's a constant interaction between you and the speaker.
I feel like this changes everything. It's not just about hearing, it's about thinking while listening.
Exactly. And here's a quick pattern interrupt. Surprising truth.
Let's hear it.
The best listeners are not the ones who hear every word. They're the ones who predict the message fastest.
Wow, that's powerful.
And you can become one of them with practice.
I feel like people watching right now are starting to see listening in a completely new way.
That's the goal, because once your perspective changes, your results follow.
So if I combine everything, active listening, patterns, not overthinking, chunks, prediction,
You create a system, not random effort, a system.
that's exactly what I needed.
And if you've made it this far, I want you to do something simple. Type challenge accepted in the comments.
I love that. It feels like a commitment.
Because it is. And the more you commit, the more you improve.
Okay, I feel like we've covered so much, but also I want to make sure I remember everything.
Perfect. Because in the next part, we're going to bring it all together into a simple recap and give you a clear path forward.
Yes, that's exactly what I need right now.
And trust me, you're going to leave with clarity, confidence, and a plan.
All right, let's finish strong.
All right, let's bring everything together. Because right now, you've learned a lot, but if you don't organize it in your mind, it can feel overwhelming.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel. I understand everything we talked about, but I need a clear picture.
Perfect. So let's simplify your entire listening challenge into something you can actually follow starting today.
I'm ready.
Step 1. Active listening. No distractions, no background noise, just you and the audio.
So no phone, no multitasking, just full focus. Exactly. Because without focus, nothing else works. Got it. Step 2. Listen in layers. Right. First without subtitles, then with subtitles, then again without. Yes. And remember, you're not trying to understand everything at once. You're building understanding step by step. That makes it feel much more manageable. Step 3. Train your ears for patterns, like wanna, gonna, and connected speech.
Exactly. Because real English is not textbook English.
That one really changed my perspective.
Good. Step 4. Don't overthink.
This one is going to be hard for me.
It is for most people, but remember, keep moving forward. Don't stop for every unknown word.
Flow over perfection.
Exactly. Step 5. Focus on meaning, not every word.
So even if I understand 60%, that's enough.
More than enough, because communication is about ideas, not individual words.
I love that.
Step 6. Listen to different accents.
To train flexibility instead of comfort?
Yes, because the real world is not one accent.
That's true.
And finally, step 7. Think in English.
Even if it's simple thoughts, just stay in English mode.
Exactly, because translation slows you down.
Wow, when you put it all together like that, it actually feels like a complete system.
That's the goal, not random tips, a system you can repeat every day.
Let me ask you something. How long before someone starts seeing results? Good question. If you practice consistently, even just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you can start noticing changes within 1 to 2 weeks. That fast? Yes, but here's the key. You need consistency, not intensity. So doing a little every day is better than doing a lot once in a while? Exactly, because your brain learns through repetition and reinforcement. That makes sense. Now, let me ask you, and everyone watching, are you actually going to try this? That's a real question, because watching this video doesn't change your listening. Actually, action does.
That's true.
So here's what I want you to do. Starting today, commit to this challenge for the next 7 days.
A 7-day listening challenge. I like that.
Every day, just 10-15 minutes. Follow the steps, stay consistent.
That feels doable for almost anyone.
And if you're serious, write this in the comments. Challenge accepted.
That's powerful. It makes it public.
Exactly. And when you make it public, you're more likely to follow through.
I feel like this is where things actually begin. Not just watching, but doing.
That's right. Because improvement doesn't come from information. It comes from application.
That line is going to stay with me.
Good. Now let's end this with something important.
I'm listening.
You are not bad at English listening. You've just been using the wrong approach.
That's such a relief to hear.
And now, you have the right one.
That feels empowering.
So the question is, what are you going to do next?
Hopefully, take action.
Exactly. And if this helped you even a little, like the video, subscribe to Talk Easy Daily, and share it with someone who needs this challenge.
Because a lot of people are struggling with this right now.
And they don't have to. Not anymore.
This was honestly eye-opening.
And this is just the beginning, because the more you train your listening, the more confident you become in speaking, thinking, and communicating.
Everything is connected.
Exactly. So start today. Stay consistent and trust the process.
And we'll see you in the next episode of Talk Easy Daily,
where your English gets better, one conversation at a time.